Welcome back, everybody. Finally got another video out. This is our trip heading to Alaska. Come along for the ride. Alright, so starting here, this is a week before we left. We spent Memorial Day with the family in Georgia, and we stayed mostly at the lake. So I found a nice place not far from the lake to take off here. A nice little downhill run. This is about 7 in the morning. Trying to avoid some thermals. So this is Lake Strom Thurmond. Some people in Georgia call it Clark's Hill. Depends on if you're from South Carolina, which is where the sun is over there, or from Georgia on this side. We've always called it Clark's Hill growing up. So we were over here at the campground, Ridge Road, and the family's sitting out there, so we're doing a little flyby. If you're wondering, yes, I am wearing flotation this time. And it's still a bit sketchy. My risk mitigation ears are pricked here for sure. So there's the family. Got a couple campsites down there, a few boats. So buzzing the folks in the morning with my flying chainsaw. This is a neat vantage point because the mud's not stirred up on the bottom. You can see through the water a little bit. That's Little River Bridge heading to Lincolnton, Georgia. And this is about 5,500 feet. I was trying to break through the haze, but it just kept going, and I decided to give up on it. This was high enough. Let's take a little photo of the sunrise there. This is the hydroelectric dam and the Savannah River. So this lake backs up the Savannah River. This is the lowest of the lakes on the Savannah River, and it's probably 20 or 30 miles long. This is all Augusta, Georgia area, by the way. So thanks again to this church here. They didn't explicitly let me do it, but nobody was there to stop me, and if you're there, sure, go ahead and go on a Sunday if you want. That's my advertisement plug for them. So I tried to land here. I was coming in low over those trees just ahead to come land back at my spot. Right now I'm downwind, but it was way too short because the wind was blowing me and I couldn't get down low enough quick enough. So I had to make that circle there, and it was super bumpy. But it worked out alright. Thermals were kicking. So here's actually on the way out. This is my first real mountain run here. We're in the foothills area of Idaho around Bear Lake in southeast Idaho. And right behind these foothills here, which is where my family lives, some of my family, is the real mountains. You'll see them in a second. There was a nice lull in the wind, and I'm not used to mountain flying, so this is my first go at it, so I'm trying to feel things out. Right there, where that house is, and the garage, there was no wind at all, so I took off. And then once I got up here, there was quite a bit of wind. And the weird thing is the wind was in almost every direction you could imagine. On one side it was one way, on one side it was another way. And what I've come to realize is all these little hills and different directions channel the wind. So it blows one way from one section where it's open, it's blowing around hills going the other way. So it was a little disconcerting because I wasn't sure how I wanted to land. I checked out a few places. I went up above the back of the house there. And there's these fields up here before you get up to the real mountains. All these mountains, by the way, there's nothing in them, just forestry roads. You can take four-wheelers up there all you want. You can take four-wheel drive vehicles, snowmobiles in the winter, and just ride and ride and ride. It's one of my favorite places to go. We spent a lot of time on four-wheelers on this trip. it's kind of a cool view. So this hill is the hill that's right behind my great-grandmother's old house, which now my great-aunt lives in. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to go low and come off the edge of this hill. As a kid, I climbed this hill all the time. There's a couple canals on it, and we used to play in the canals and do stuff with my grandfather. It's good memories. They usually have cows back here just to keep the grasses low, and they buy cows when they're small and sell them when they get fat. They go by a pound. So this turned out to be the best place anyway. It's a little uneven ground, but there's no wind here, so I just came in nice and low over the neighbor's house and landed.
I'm looking for it.
So further on the way up, here's the ferry. This is the motor vessel Columbia going on the Alaska Marine Highway System. And we finally arrive in Alaska. Alaska has some beautiful views. We've got some friends with some boats, and graciously they let us use them sometimes, so we can take the kids out and see sea lions and whales and things like that. So we were stopped here near a buoy where these guys like to sit on, and the kids like to sit and watch them. And these guys decided to play with us. This is up one of the trails called Perseverance Trail. It's at the very end. So we used to live here before for several years, and we've got lots of friends here. And we went on a nice Saturday hike while it's unusually sunny in Juneau. And we picnicked up here. Yeah, this is a perfect place to paramotor. The wind is directly coming down this way. Perfect runway. And we got all this back here too. Can take off anywhere over there. No airports around, just a bunch of glaciers over these trees behind me. I'll put it on my list. Gonna definitely have to hit that spot up to fly. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and hopefully we'll get some Alaska views up. We've been moving into our house, so it's been kind of hectic, and we're still working on getting things settled a little bit, but I definitely want to get up here in the paramotor as soon as I can stop having a list of things to do, and hopefully we'll get you some good views. So you guys tune in for the next time, and we'll see some Alaska footage. Take care.